for joining us. I'm Veronica Brandon Miller, and this is Goodwill, Minnesota's Good News, where we share some of the good that's happening in our community. And there's a lot of good. In fact, we have two fabulous people that we're going to introduce later that have been doing great goodwill in our community. And I know I mention this every week, but when you donate or shop at Goodwill, you're actually providing jobs for our community. And actually, Sharon from Bradenton wrote in and said, you say it every week, but could you explain a little bit more? And I would love to. Actually, in 1905, a reverend in Boston by the name of Edgar Helms started Goodwill. What he did was he realized there were a lot of unemployed, mainly immigrants, Irish need not apply, and various, and said, how can I help them become employed? The wealthy was throwing out unwanted items, things that needed to be mended or whatever, and he said, well, I'm going to take these items, take the unemployed, and they will help mend the items. The sale of those items help pay for the salaries. This social business model still stays true with Goodwill. We don't mend clothes anymore, but we do take the sale of those unwanted items, which is really your financial contribution to us, and help pay for salaries. And 65% of the employees at Goodwill have a disability or a barrier to employment, and probably most likely wouldn't have a job without Goodwill. So when you're cleaning out your closet, definitely know that everything you're doing is going towards the greater good and creating jobs. So I hope I explained it. When you donate or shop at Goodwill, you're changing lives through the power of work. So with that, I would love to introduce two fabulous people. We will have Sean Ewings, like J.R. Ewings, Sean Ewings, Executive Director of the Healthy Coalition of Sarasota County, and also Mr. Sarasota, Cliff Rawls, with us. And we'll start with Sean. I love Healthy Start, and you're fabulous since you've been in this role. I've seen Healthy Start everywhere, and I hope that everybody knows about Healthy Start, and if not, I'm going to give it over to Sean.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Veronica. I actually am so extremely happy in my position. In January, it'll be 2 years. I can't believe it. But my number one goal with Healthy Start has really been to get our name out in Sarasota community so they know who we are. We've got Head Start. We've got the Early Learning Coalition. But what exactly is Healthy Start? So I'm going to tell you. We are actually on our 25th anniversary this year. We were started by Governor Lawton Chiles, who decided we really needed to do something to combat low birth weight, issues with pregnant moms. So when a mother goes to her OB for the first time when she finds out she's pregnant, or to her midwife, she gets a Healthy Start screen. A Healthy Start screen asks questions such as, do you feel safe at home? Can you pay your bills? Do you smoke? Do you have a problem with substance abuse? And what we do is they screen into Healthy Start. So there are about 3,000 births a year in Sarasota County, and we serve over half of those births. So we're serving over 50% of our pregnant moms and babies in Sarasota County. What we do is we set these mothers up with wraparound service providers, psychosocial counseling, smoking cessation, substance abuse help. Sometimes we have some domestic violence where we need to refer to Spark. But we want to do everything in our power to make sure that that baby is born healthy.
That's beautiful. And you have many programs going on right now, in particular, it's not the baby on the back. What is it?
Oh, the Safe Sleep. Yes,
Safe Sleep.
exactly.
Okay.
It is baby on the back. That's perfect.
Good.
So it's the Sarasota Safe Sleep Initiative, and actually October is Safe Sleep Awareness Month, Infant Safe Sleep Awareness Month. It's actually really sad. In the state of Florida last year, we had 130 deaths due to unsafe sleep. Unsafe sleep is co-sleeping, putting blankets in your baby's crib. At that age, they can't lift their neck up yet. You know, if they suffocate, but it's the #1 cause of death in children under the age of 1 in the state of Florida. So we got a group of very passionate individuals together that said, this is completely preventable. We have got to be doing something in our community to combat this. So there's about 13 agencies that are involved in this initiative, and we actually we decided we were going to come up with a couple goals. Our first goal is to be able to provide safe sleep kits. A safe sleep kit is a safe place for the baby to sleep. Pack and play with a bassinet, a tight fitting sheet with safe sleep instructions you mentioned earlier on their back. That's how you put an infant to sleep, on their back, alone in their crib. With a lot of parents think it's cute to have the bumpers and the stuffed animals and the blankets, but those just get in the way. You want a completely empty crib. We also provide a safe sleep sack, which is kind of like a blanket, but you zip it up so the baby stays warm and they don't have the blanket on them. Then we also provide 2 pacifiers and then safe sleep education. A lot of parents don't know, that this is the #1 cause of death, and they can prevent it. So we are 100% for room sharing with your baby, but we are not for bed sharing. And that's to promote breastfeeding help, anything like that. So that's our Safe Sleep Sarasota initiative. We also are providing training in our child care centers. So we are actually training all of the directors and the people working in the infant rooms on what safe sleep is, the importance of it, and they in turn are training their parents. So that's everyone across the board in Sarasota. So, and the third thing, I'll just quick mention that, is that when a new mom or dad goes home from the hospital, it's SMH, they go to a new baby brunch. And when they leave the new baby brunch, they actually sign a safe sleep pledge, and they get the training and instructions on why safe sleep's important.
Wow. How do you get your funding?
Funding, well, Healthy Start we're about 80% government funded. We receive funding from the Department of Health and also from ACA for our Medicaid moms. But the Safe Sleep Initiative I just mentioned, we have a Save My Life program in our Newtown community to combat racial disparity in birth outcomes. Those are fundraise. I got 5 different hats, and one of them is fundraising, and I have to do that to be able to provide the services that we need to.
And if people want to help out, you also have events.
We do, yes.
Tell me.
Well, actually, we have a really fun event in January, and it's called An Evening at Healthy Start, and we do it at the Sarasota Architectural Salvage. It's a very affordable event. I think we charge $30, but we've got local restaurants that come in, and there's food. We do a large silent auction, but we have a great band that plays, and we pack the place out.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's so much fun, but last year we raised about $38,000, and all of that money went directly back into our services.
That's great. You have awesome mission programs, and I encourage everybody to learn more about Healthy Start, and you can talk about the website.
Absolutely. It's www.healthystartsarasota.org, or feel free to call me anytime you want at 373-7070, 373-7070.
What about volunteerism?
Always looking for volunteers. I mean, we need everything from stuffing packets, because we have a mom care program, which we navigate any new mom with Medicaid. And Medicaid, just navigating itself, it's a nightmare. And when we have so many young moms or moms that don't speak English, we navigate them. We help them pick a provider. So we need help getting packets together for that program. We actually are looking for bilingual help, because we need translators. But we have everything that we can definitely put someone to work. So we would love the help, especially on the committees for the fundraising events too.
Oh yeah, and who doesn't like a fundraiser? And you guys do awesome jobs at fundraising.
Thank you.
So yeah, again, I encourage everybody to learn more about Healthy Start Coalition and go to the website and figure out how you can help donate. Do you have a wish list? Can people donate diapers?
Yes, we always are looking for diapers, and that's an affordable thing. If you're going to the grocery store, you see them on sale, grab them. Diapers and wipes, we go through them like hotcakes. So we always have parents calling for that. The pack and place that I mentioned, the safe sleep kits, those are big things we're looking for. And we also, look for breast pumps, or, everything from car seats to whatever we can get. There's so many items with new babies and pregnant moms, so we'll take anything.
And recently, you just honored a Family of the Year.
We did. We actually honored Melanie Facina, and she's just a phenomenal mom. She went from being pregnant and homeless, sleeping on people's couches, to cleaning her life up and getting her 2 older children back in her life. And she actually was inducted to be on the Healthy Start board today. So we're very, very excited. Yeah. And she's done a great job. But I couldn't think of a better voice or person to represent truly what our mission is. And I want the community to see that. So that's why we said, let's get a client on our board, and she can be the voice for the moms that need to be heard.
And that's perfect, because no matter what is going through your life, you need this information.
Absolutely. And we are not an income-based program. We are completely needs and risk-based. So we could, if we could help the longboat moms with breastfeeding, or we could help someone, who's homeless getting a house. So I just really want everyone to know that Healthy Start is completely risk and needs-based. And we are, of course, free of cost to any new mom or baby.
So do they contact you, or how do you?
We contact them through their OBs, through the screening that I talked about, but anyone can call us. If you are struggling, if you're home struggling with breastfeeding, call us. We will get a lactation consultant out to you. If you need parenting, we have a lot of teen moms, so we teach parenting classes, we teach childbirth education classes, but like I said, we don't charge anything, and we want anyone who needs it, not just, homeless moms, or we serve everybody.
Right. You want healthy children.
We want healthy children. We want them to grow up to healthy adults in our community.
Wow.
And it starts with when they're in the belly.
Yeah, exactly, to learn more. So that's great.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about the teen mothers. Do the guidance counselors?
We do. We get
recommend them?
referrals from guidance counselors. We do a lot of work with SAISIS at Riverview, which is their school for their pregnant moms. So we receive referrals there. We can receive referrals through pediatricians. We receive referrals, self-referrals, anything we'll call.
What if, and again, I don't have kids, so I don't know, but what if they don't go to their OB/GYN, they don't have one, and they know they're pregnant, and they wind up at the hospital the day it's due. Does that happen? And then
It actually happens a lot, and as soon as that happens, we have a Healthy Start care coordinator in there that day, and we give, childbirth ed classes, parenting classes, and unfortunately, a lot of times when that happens, there's a substance issue. So we help with DCF and making sure that those foster parents, if they need to be removed, that they're in there with those. But if we have a mom that really wants to be a mom, we will provide them with any kind of things they need to make sure that they have a healthy baby and raise a healthy baby.
so it's never too late.
Never
So-
too late. Never too late. We even serve, kids up to 3 years old. So.
Oh, that's fabulous. So while they're in the belly, up to 3? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we do some wraparound services with preterm babies and low birth weights. We provide gross and fine motor skills classes for them. We have, our care coordinators, we're a home visitation program. So our care coordinators go into the homes and they provide this education, and we refer out to other services that might need them.
And you're located in the Glasser Schoenbaum.
We are. We're in
Health and
Glasser
Human
Schoenbaum. We are. We're building A. We're the pretty pink one. But my care coordination team is housed out of our health department.
Oh, okay.
So,
And you get about 10?
We have 10 care coordinators, yes.
That's awesome, because they have their hands
Yes.
and
They're
everything.
barely in the office. They're out in our community and meeting with
Knocking
parents,
on that
knocking
door.
on doors. In fact, we sometimes, if we don't get return phone calls, we go find them.
And they're grateful that you're doing that
Absolutely,
in the long run,
absolutely.
because they want a healthy baby too.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yes.
Again, I encourage everybody to go to the website, learn more about Healthy Start, how you can donate, how you can volunteer. HealthyStartSarasota.org. So, well, thank you. But
Thank
don't go
you, sir.
anywhere.
I'm
because-
not
Yeah.
leaving.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for having me.
And now, I'm very privileged to introduce one of our best Goodwill ambassadors, fabulous in the community, photographer. When I said Mr. Sarasota, I meant Mr. Sarasota, Bradenton, Venice, you name it.
And your friend.
And my dear friend
Right.
that I love,
Right.
Cliff Rawls.
Back
And I
at
love it. It does say Mr. Sarasota. That's
That's
great.
nice. Thank you.
Now, I know everyone watching knows Cliff Rawls, but I got to bring this up. It was 9 years ago. I moved to Sarasota.
Okay.
And you had a radio show.
2006, that would have been, right? Or-
Yep, it was 2006 I moved here.
Right.
And I appeared on your show, and that's the first time I met you.
Yeah, that's right. I had the show from 2004 to 2009 every day.
And you only had me on once? All
I
right, whatever.
You moved around a lot then.
Yeah.
And it was a fun part of my life. I acted at the same time and got involved in Sarasota Life. That was when I became ringmaster and started emceeing and doing the auctions at galas and getting involved in Sarasota community. And that served me in extremely good stead for 2009 when I gave up all these jobs that didn't bring in any money and became a photographer. That was how it started.
And you're a fabulous photographer. In fact, I don't know if you can see behind me, but this view was taken by Mr. Fabulous.
Yeah, I did
Cliff
that one.
Rawls.
That was a good. I'm
Yes,
proud
you
of that
did.
photo actually. It's the Bird Key from the Bird Key Park
Yes,
view
it's
of
beautiful.
Sarasota. I was very pleased and proud that you took it as your backdrop as well.
I love it. Love it. It makes me feel like I want to just go swimming right now.
It's nice, isn't it?
But anyway, so now you are the official photographer for Goodwill.
Thank you. Yes, very proud of that.
Yes, and many organizations. So
Yeah, I found a niche that allows me to, because of all the radio and the stuff that I did before, I was able to get to know everybody that basically moves and shakes this town. And when I became a photographer, I gave up my acting, unfortunately, but I still love photographing for the theaters, for the dance organizations, for the performing arts organizations, and most of all, of course, during season, which is where we're going right into now, for yourself and the non-profits in this town that are coming out with hundreds and hundreds of galas and luncheons and fundraisers and events to raise money and basically trying to get money out of the Sarasota citizens to finance their operations. And my job is to go around and make them all look pretty.
yes, and you do. And what's a blessing, in case you haven't used Cliff Rawls, he knows everybody. He knows who needs a picture, who needs to go to the Observer to be placed in, or other publications. So, yeah, you're the number one man about town.
I do like taking photos. I've discovered that it's very, to become a photographer in this town and then offer landscapes and wildlife doesn't pay your bills. Paying your bills comes from photographing people. And the non-profit organizations enjoy the marketing tool that I offer them of photographing their events, giving them a full copy, a documentation of their whole event, from the decor on the table to the speaker up at the podium, and allowing them to use those photographs for they have unconditional use of the photographs to use them as marketing tools as to how the next year should look, what kind of themes they should use, what kind of speakers they should use. Yeah.
Those pictures, you're talking about the centerpieces.
Sure.
To thank the person who
Right.
donated the centerpieses, to remind.
And Veronica, the ladies look at those photos and say, well, what did I wear last year? I can't wear that again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Minor point, but it helps sometimes,
Everything. But yes, you do, and I got to get on your calendar.
You're on my calendar.
Well, no, for personal, we got to do our Christmas card.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, we
family.
gotta-
I like doing family portraits as well. That's
But
very
you
good.
also have a book out
I do.
because you're a fabulous photographer and travel to such amazing places.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your
Well,
book?
you actually, basically, after 9 months of photographing people in Sarasota, you have to really balance that out by getting away yourself. And I've come to do what I call walkabouts every year. A few years ago, I started off by doing Europe and took myself and my camera and a backpack through southeastern and eastern Europe. I did 15 countries in 53 days. I went from the Dead Sea to the Baltic Sea. I traveled by plane, by bus, by coach, I walked a lot and got pictures of all these 25 cities, 15 countries. And when I got back, a friend of mine said, well, what are you going to do with the photographs? And I said, well, they're in the gallery, He said, well, why don't you make a book about them? So I did. He helped me while I went on my next walkabout. He laid out all the photographs from Europe. And when I got back from Australia and New Zealand, the European book was virtually finished, and we self-published it, which is all very nice to have the control in your hand, but it's a damn lot of work. Self-publishing, I wouldn't advise anybody to do it. But we eventually got it out. It's called Walkabout Europe. It's available on Amazon.com and out of the boot of my car. And I must say I'm quite happy with the way it's run. And friends like yourself have always contributed to buying the book. And I don't expect it to sell millions, but it's nice to have just the book on the coffee table. It won a prize. I didn't tell you. It won the silver medal at the Florida Authors and Publications Association for Best Coffee Table Book of the Year. Silver medal, not the gold, the silver. I'm happy. I got a medal. I got a medal.
I love it. And it's beautiful. I know everyone who comes to my home, that's the only thing on the table, and it's gorgeous. Sometimes Jeremy will open it up to a specific section. And
because you're as bad a traveler, I mean, you're as frequent a traveler as I am. You like to travel a lot.
And I love to take pictures on my phone, which I know gives you the hot.
Well, I'm
heebie-jeebies.
actually, now I'm sort of working halfway with AAA. We're getting into a routine now where I actually am going to be hosting a tour with AAA next year. And one of the things that Rosenda Calloway, whom I understand is coming on the show very soon, she insisted is that I take the people on the tour every night and do a Q&A of what did you learn today? What did you do right? What did you do wrong? How can we do it better? And one of the most frequent questions is how do I stabilize my iPhone? Because my main complaint about the iPhone is the fact that you're going like that. You don't know you're going like that, but you are really going like that. There's no stabilization on it. So you get blurred photos.
Yeah.
And I came back from China this last few weeks ago. I was in China. There are 1.3 billion selfie sticks in China now.
Oh, I can imagine.
And 1.3 billion selfies, smartphones. So everybody's got a smartphone, and they've all got these selfie sticks. And these are the way they're using it for the stabilization of their smartphone, is to have it out here, and then you see groups of them all over, wherever you go. You feel like you're going through Game of Thrones with all the selfie sticks, but they're all out there. Yeah, it's a big thing. Stabilizing your iPhone has become a big topic because iPhones, everybody and his aunt has got an iPhone.
So, 2 questions. Will you be having a second book? Because you did go to China, you went to Cuba, you went to some fabulous places. Are you going to do a second book?
If it's underwritten by some wonderful organization in Sarasota, gladly. When you self-publish without that, you seem to spend a lot of money up the top of it. So at the moment, I'd rather spend that money on a couple of new lenses, because when I buy a camera, it's like going on holiday. It's the same amount of money as going on vacation, and I need a couple of new lenses before I start thinking about a book or traveling. I need to pay for last year's holiday vacation and also prepare a new walkabout. So a book is not on the cards at the moment.
Well, I hope people that are watching will say, hey, I want to help, and I'll sponsor his book, because some of these photos are awesome. And you can actually see most of them on your Shutter.
Yes, cliffrolls.smugmug.com is the best place to go.
Oh, that's great. And my second question, you did mention you're hosting a trip.
I am.
Say exactly when and...
Rosenda Calloway of AAA Sarasota is very enterprising and has got me involved in AAA and has engaged me as the photographic host of a week in Boston and New Hampshire from the 1st to the 7th of October next year. Not this year, next year, where I'll be with the group telling them how to take photographs, normal vacation photographs, but also, in this case, foliage, color, how to compose their photographs, how to get the right view on their photographs.
The perfect memory. That's what you're teaching
and that's
them.
why I want to take them in to the hotel every night, and over a beer we'll sit there and we'll discuss what kind of photos they've taken, what would they like to take. And I think Boston and New Hampshire in the fall is the perfect setting for it.
Yeah, that's where I went for my undergraduate degree.
There you go.
Boston University. And I do miss the foliage. It's beautiful. But yeah, just helping people to keep their memory. And because you have a creative eye, Cliff will be able to teach you, yes, you see the whole picture, but really what are you getting out of it? And
backgrounds.
I can't wait.
And colors and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's very important.
So.
And of course, the difference between taking a picture with a smartphone and buying yourself a little DSLR, Spiegel reflex. That doesn't have to be the same big one that I use, but there are relatively cameras. Yes,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Yes. So buy yourself a little camera to take it with it. It needs a point and click will do it as well. You know, you can get perfect photos off of those as well.
So where can they sign up for the trip? Is it-
AAA Sarasota.
Okay.
And the lady in question is Rosenda Calloway. We all know her.
We love her.
And we love her. And of course, if people ask me, I'll be glad to give out on my Facebook page, because you and I were probably the two most industrious Facebook users in Sarasota. If you please come onto Facebook and friend me
So
follow me.
Yes. So Cliff Rolls on Facebook, and the
And
Smug Mug again.
They can use the Smug Mug, cliffrolls.smugmug.com. But again, that is on the Facebook page as well. Basically, Facebook is the place.
Excellent. So you guys gave so much great information. I'm going to need your help, because we're going to talk the next few minutes about what Goodwill is doing, and we are considered Halloween headquarters. So yes, starting October 1st, we are going to go crazy in all of our stores. So make sure, if you're looking for a Halloween costume, that you're coming to Goodwill. And every Saturday, we are going to have specialists. In fact, I really wish I brought my tiara, because October 3rd, we are having princesses. Yes. Princess Veronica will be there, but also Princess Callie, we have so many princesses. We're going to help.
Princess Rick.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we're going to help little girls pick out their princess costume in the stores.
Lovely.
So from 10 to 11, check out experiencegoodwill.org, and we're going to put more information up. But I do want to show two different cool outfits. So if you are an adult and looking for some outfits, the first one, steampunk. Did you know what steampunk is?
No.
Yep, it's something brand new. But instead of going and buying this outfit for, $60, $70,
Right.
you could get it for $18. Yes. All you got to do is go to Goodwill. We actually have booklets just like this to help you figure out what you need to do. And if you're a guy and you're like, geez, I want to be a pirate, yep, this outfit could easily cost you just $15.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and we have specialists. Again, we're the Halloween headquarters. So go to the Goodwill stores, and they can actually sit down, figure out what you want to be. And anyway, experiencegoodwill.org. Definitely go to that. But I want to thank you both for coming, Sean and Cliff.
Thank you.
Thank you very
What
much.
you're doing in this community is fabulous, and more important, I love you as friends. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. So hope to see you next Sunday at 9:30, where we're going to share more wonderful people and the good they're doing in this community. Take care.